Hello, everyone. First off, can you all hear me? Let's see. We got hey Craig, hey Scott, hey Diana, hey Greg, doo-doo-doo. Hey Jim. So, how you all doing? So, so you can hear me. Fantastic. So, before I do another quick, it's going to be a quick live just around the zoo, and he's going live at 8 o'clock. So, depending on the light, I'll finish around probably 7:30, 8 time. But we'll see what we can see before the light fades. So, first of actually, if I turn my camera around, it's the wrong one. Where is camera? And we'll hopefully see some animals. So in this enclosure, we have our great grey owls. So we've got 2 males in here. Right. That's better. That's better. Hopefully you can see those 2 there. Good. Hey Mark, how you doing? Hey Steve. Hey Lee. Oh, you're not late. We've only just started. So yeah, 2 male great grey owls there. Absolutely fantastic birds. I don't really work with them myself. So this is their enclosure here. So there's actually one of the first animals I tend to see within the park. Hey, just me. Uh-oh. Right now, over here, one of our gooties is still out and about. These guys are cavy-like rodent. If you like Brazil nuts, these are the animals you want to thank for your Brazil nuts, as they are the reason they basically plant the Brazil trees in the wild. So they chew through the outer shell of a Brazil nut, bury the nut, and then forget where they buried it. So we've got a few in here, along with some marmosets in this enclosure. So most of the goose will probably be underneath the marmoset house. That's the marmoset house. And then the marmosets have access to this tree. So this enclosure the black-tailed marmosets. They probably be in the house getting ready for bed. Hey, Pimble. And we see our tawny owl. No, we do have a tawny owl in here, but she's getting a bit old now. Here she this side. Nope, she's hiding from us. Fine. So you can see any marmosets through the window. And there we go. Don't know if you've ever seen one's just come into the window a little bit on the left hand side, and we do actually have a couple of babies in there as well. Another goose popped out. The marmoset may pop out just to see what I'm doing, possibly. Yeah, one of the other geese has popped out just to see what's going on. Hey, Jim. Hey, in here, here he is. We have our snowy owl. So his name's Four. Oh, absolutely beautiful birds. Obviously, if you're a fan of Harry Potter, you'll like Snowy Owls. That's okay, Leah. And this one, we have our Eurasian Eagle Owl. Flying up to the top there, in that top corner. And opposite them, which probably not going to see right up in that tree, are red pandas. And see one in the foliage. Not sure if you can make it out. So, and just see sort of there-ish. You can see a tail. Yeah, of course you can, Diana. See if you can get any clearer view of a panda. Oh, there's one. And later on, we'll go around the other side and get a better view of the panda. So, for those who don't know, this is the tropical house I work in. We won't be going into any buildings or anything because they're all locked up. Hello, you. This is one of our red pandas. We do have a pair here. Absolutely fantastic animals, really gentle animals. Yes, hello. I believe this might be Ago, our male. He's both in. What are you doing? Hey, Vanessa. Actually, I've never actually been there, Jim. So I have no idea what it's actually like. Heard of it, but never been. Over here we have our coatis. So we've got a few in here. They don't all get along. Some of them get a bit old. One over there as well. And got access to a nice big tree. It's up for them to climb, which I don't actually see very often for coatis. They certainly enjoy access to a nice tree to climb up if they so choose. You probably can't see, but up there's one up in the tunnel, up in the tree. Oh. And do have a few houses outside. So we've got this house here. There's one there as well. And then we've also got another couple of houses too, because like I say, they have their fallings out every now and then. Sometimes this one's getting a bit old, as you can see. But they're still like climbing and digging and stuff. They got basically a little house there, but only for a couple. We'll go in there and they've got a bigger house here, all heated for them, especially over winter if they need it. So there's that at the moment. Oh, another one in the tree. Hello, you. Hello. So you can see really good at climbing. He's going to try and take that leaf. You going to get the leaf? You getting the leaf? Probably getting the leaf to make a nest out of it. You can do it. You can do it. There we go. There's got the leaf. I'm probably going to take that to the tunnel to help make a little bed, most probably. But yeah, really adept at climbing as well as putting around on the ground, digging in the ground. He's up for various invertebrates, but also eat fruits, veg, and stuff. We do have one of our capybaras over there at the moment. Well, it's probably our female Jinx. This is part of their enclosure, and it basically goes around with drop house and a bug house, hidden treasures. So, world's largest rodent, essentially a giant semi-aquatic guinea pig. Two of our alpacas. We have three. And so at the moment, we really don't have much in the way of grass. We've kind of turned into a desert because of how dry it's been. So the pipe along there is actually we pump water from our lake onto the ground just to try and get some grass growing. As one of our other alpacas. Hey, Lewis. I don't know. That's our female capybara. Just gone up the house. So the other one must be our male back there. You're all right, Jinx. Hey, over here. They're either on this side, the other side, or in one of the houses. We have three captured monkeys. See if you can find them. Up in up there in the dome. I've got three females of these guys, captains. Yeah, they can come and go between the two sections, kind of as they please. But they do like to just hang out just in the connecting tunnel bit. And yeah, one's going over there. Only one had some omelette this evening. One of them got scared by the omelette. You've got down here. And see if you can see the porcupines. Hopefully you can hear me over the fountains. Oh yeah, we've got at least one out. So we do have two porcupines here at the park. So essentially my next door neighbours. As those don't know, that's where I live. So this here is Lemur Lake and Lemur Island with our ringtail lemurs on. So that island is for our ringtail lemurs. So again, they have access to full trees, stuff, but they love the willow. So especially when it early spring when it starts actually budding up, the first leaves and stuff, they'll just graze on the willow quite a lot. Uh, Jimmy, it certainly used to have a fair few in there, all red ears and maps and stuff. Doesn't anymore. Through there's on not filming the house. We won't be going through there, but basically going there, turn left to go into the flight zone where the Egyptian fruit bats fly around you. There's also naked mole rats in there and pygmy slow loris, so a venomous primate. So here we have our Indian eagle owl or Bengal eagle owl. Say hi. We do have turtles in the tropical house gym. And we have our barn owl up in the top corner over there. I'm glad you enjoy him today. So he can't get out to Benny's. Marlow is fantastic. I've been to Marlow a couple of times myself, and yeah, absolutely fantastic. So especially for hoop stock and so they've got some. They do have some nice reptiles as well. And it looks like all there is some lemurs up in the birch tree. I can see some tails. I don't know if you guys can see the tails, but there are some tails up in that tree. There's a bit of movement. They've probably been on the birch leaves, probably. Been joined by a squirrel. Hey, and here we have one of our most intelligent birds. This is our striated caracara Louis. Ah, nice, Mark. Yeah, Marlow is great. So, division, I'm not entirely sure how many lemurs got. Yeah, on the island there are ringtails, and we do have an enclosure of black and white ruffs as well elsewhere. Here are our ibis, so sacred and wardrax. So great longleats are another good one. I do like longleat. Basically, down there, we've got our Education Discovery Centre here. Here we have the the animals most people want to come and see, which are our tigers. Coming here, and we do know how actually honey do perhaps downloads for people that want to know about whether palm oil or unsustainable palm oils in their products. There's apparently a new app supported by WASA, which is the World Association of Zoos and Aquaria, where you can just apparently if you download this app, you can just scan your products and it tells you straight away whether it's got unsustainable palm oil in or not. So it's definitely something to perhaps add on so when you go shopping. And what we do it, then if I was to have a friend park for our Tiger Day this year, these are all his photos of wild tigers in India. So these are all just along our education building. So look for our tigers. They're absolutely stunning photos that he takes. I haven't seen any tigers out and about, but they may be in one of their houses sleeping, possibly. We'll carry on looking around. So this one is, well, it's half of our, I don't know if we do have one out, our clouded leopard enclosure. So we've got two females here, sisters. And these are part of the breeding program. They came to us when they were about a year old, I believe. So they're only coming up for about 2 years old now, I think. They're still quite young. We're hoping to get a go ahead to perhaps move a female to another zoo and get approved for a male, hopefully. So then we can actually look into breeding cloud with leopards, which would be absolutely awesome if we can. I won't go down there, but down that way is Bunnyland. So you're walking amongst a load of rabbits. Hey, this is still clouded leopard. There's just up there on that platform. The other one is somewhere. I've got this enclosure and house over there, and they also have this enclosure over here, and it's linked. So they can go between the two as they gain pretty much as they please. And then they've got two houses as well, so they can either be together if they want to, or they can be separate if they want to. It's completely up to them. Hey, these guys are most probably asleep, but this is our otter enclosure for our Asian short-clawed otters. Hey, Denny. Was that what was Isle of Wight Zoo? They've renamed themselves now, isn't it? Oh, there's an otter. There's a few otters. I have no idea how many we have because I don't work with these guys, but we do have a decent sized family of short-clawed otters now. These are often the noisiest animals on the park because they're constantly screaming for food. and probably wondering what I'm doing, walking around when everyone else has gone home. I'll have another look through in case I can see either of our tigers. It's very, very basic, Jim. I would like more, but it's a case of costs. There's just a old, don't even know what make it is, pond filter. Then I'll just allow a lot of pothos to grow its roots into the water to help. So this is Tamarin Island. Got our white-lipped tamarins are probably in their shore house. We'll have a look. Got our main wall out. One of them, I think that's Dan. I think so. We've got, for those who don't know, we actually managed to breed the main bulls this year. I actually don't come over this side of the park very often. Actually, no, that is one of the youngsters. Actually, I think that's probably Zorro, our young boy. He's about 5, 6 months old now. No, he must be a bit older than that, actually. Yeah, they're getting big. It's getting harder to tell from the others. I believe over there, if you just spot some big ears and stuff, I believe it's mum, possibly. Nope, that must be the young female. So I don't work with these guys and don't come over very often. I believe they are both the youngsters, actually. Yeah, they're definitely not as big as the adults. There are not a huge amount of places that even keep main wolves, let alone have managed to breed them. So we're quite excited about that. One of the others. So, yeah, we basically currently have 4 main bulls. So mum, dad, and 2 youngsters. I don't think there's anything on this island at the moment, but I believe this island and that island are going to get connected potentially to make a much bigger sort of enclosure. Here. Over here, this enclosure we're going up to now is the black and white rough lemur enclosure. Just out and about. So we've got 3 boys in here. There's one on a log. Oh, okay, there is 3 in there somewhere. Again, I got a house that they may have gone into. And we've got our meerkats. So it's outdoor beer, they're most probably inside. They might all just be asleep. Yeah, we've got our meerkats in there. I'll head round here to see a Cameron Shaw house. We have any Camerons in here, but they may be in the house on the island, potentially. They see us, there'll probably be a. Hey, Reese. How you doing? Yeah, no, we've got look and all the well, I say all, every pond and lake and stuff here wasn't here when the park. When our owner bought the land for the park, has all been basically sculpted by him. Really. Hey, here, this is our aardvark enclosure. We do have 3 aardvarks, most probably in the house. Might not quite be dark enough for them to come out. They do sometimes come out during the day. If you've never seen an aardvark before, they're absolutely incredible animals. Really gentle as well, considering they're quite powerful. Although they don't know their own strength sometimes. If you're not careful, they do knock you over. But it's all playful. But yeah, it looks like they are indoors at the moment. Right, and we've got our macaws. So they've got this sort of old enclosure, and then it's connected to this enclosure, which I have access to all the time as well. So I've got 2 blue and gold macaws in here. But yeah, probably can't really see them that well through the mesh. Yeah. Oh, that's aren't big, Steve. I have a body shape that's kind of similar-esque. Hey. But here, if we can see them, they're either in here in the treetop tunnels or in the other small enclosure. We do have a pair of genets, pardine genets, which are, what they look like. It's kind of spotty all over. A lot of people think they're cats. They're not cats. but and they have, so they've got this enclosure and they've got these kind of aerial walkways around it, then also goes all the way down there to that enclosure, so which again have access to all the time, unless we need to separate, or the keepers from need to separate them for any kind of reason. And then this one again is basically two enclosures that are connected, so it can be separated if need be. And so this is our Scottish Wildcats. Yeah, it was a tomato farm way before. It was before our owner bought the place, turned it into a wildcat. So there's one of our wildcats sitting up there. Again, we've got a pair of these part of the breeding program, try and save the Scottish Wildcat. Again, another animal that hoping will breed. We've got our Amazon parrots, but these won't be staying. We're going to be moving these on to another zoo. They're just up there. So just waiting for waiting for just to finalize everything. So, as basically, we don't like the enclosure. Basically, so we're doing away with the enclosure and going to move them to someone that's got a much nicer enclosure for them. So again, this is all Scottish Wildcat. Yeah, potentially. Yep, got all sorts of inverts in my flat, and then this is essentially my back garden. So I live and work here. Be one of our other rough lemurs. Hello, boy. Don't know which is which. We're getting hardly ever come over here. I spend most of my working day in the buildings. Hey, Anton. I do, Danny. Yeah, I probably have more species of invert in my flat than I actually work. I do have more species of invert in my flat than I actually work with here at the park. I am obsessed with inverts. Mostly, yeah, I've heard Cheshire Reptile, mainly through Richard, Northern Exotic Scott Boy. The coin here were actually they were bred down the road at Paradise Wildlife Park in their tiger enclosure because they mixed. Well, they've done a koi pond in their tiger enclosure. No one said they would breed, and they bred them. So this one's probably going to be too dark to see them, but we have northern white-faced owls, which sometimes look like that. fairly small out there, right at the top corner, so I don't think you'll be able to see them because it's going to be too dark, most probably. They're in that top corner in that shelter. Well, sometimes called a transformer owl because it kind of they sort of change their body shape a little bit. They're sort of popping out and stretching out. Oh, some people kind of can you all hear me? Maybe hopefully you can hear me now. May have been the sort of the fills and the fountains and stuff, perhaps. Hopefully. I get cheers. Cheers. So we've got play area. So this building is called African Sands. Another building that I work in. My tortoises, my turacos, few inverts, golden mantellas, African bullfrog. So, obviously, but so this enclosure right here, that's still lit up. That is the golden mantella enclosure. One in the middle of that, the light's already gone off, is the bullfrog enclosure. And then the far one is mixed inverts of some beetles, millipedes, and snails. Oh, picnic area for people. And then let's see if we can see any tortoises. Oh, there's our female sulcata, Asher. So all our tortoises are pets. Weren't kept correctly, weren't given the right diets, weren't given the right lighting, all the right heating. So they've all got kind of various shell conditions like MBD, pyramiding, and shell rot and stuff, unfortunately. We've got sulcatas and leopards in here along with the turacos. I don't know if Rosie's going to come up to the window. So we did earlier. I've got red crested. Are you coming, Rosie? You might fly to the window because you can see me. So we've got a pair of red crested and a pair of violaceous or violets. There we go. Here's the girl. Here's Rosie. So Rosie, well, is red crested turco. And then yeah, the violets or violaceous are purple in coloration primarily. There goes the prairie dog. So this is part of the outdoor enclosure for the tortoises and well, for the sulcatas and leopards. That's their food. Grass. Don't really need anything more than that in terms of diet. Lots and lots of grass, and then their supplements. Then this is the hard stand for our donkeys and pony. They've got smaller, and then they go out onto the larger field. But they're inside at the moment. Got a Shannon pony that has to be locked away every night. Otherwise, she ends up getting really, really stiff. It's a bit dark in here, but you can see it. This is Missy, our Shannon pony. I don't, Jenny. I've never actually kept morning geckos. And then we've got our donkeys. So we've got Sunny, the grey one, fairly young, and then Sherry. She is getting on now. She's so Sunny does wind her up a little bit. He's a bit of a teenager. He wants to play and stuff, and can get a hello. He does annoy Sherry quite a bit every now and then. I'm having that evening meal. Here, the rough lemurs doing their evening call. If you can hear that, that's the. It's not that loud actually this time, but that's the black and white rough lemurs. They're normally a lot louder because they are the second loudest primate. They do that. It sounds like they're having a fight and stuff, but they're not. I was just in there and everyone know there. So, hey, Lee. So a bit about some of the sort of the conservation work that's been done at the park, whether it's been different various challenges or whatever. One of our directors went trekking in Sumatra with a team to remove snare traps from tiger snares and stuff. They did come across a poacher's hut and remove loads of stuff from a poacher's hut and stuff. They also removed a load of songbirds, I think, from a poacher's hut as well. And this is tortoises as well. And so is that bit. And this big film here is the calf and play barn. Nice one, Anton. Best time to come when there's no one here. So, yep. So, yeah, that's how that was literally on the site of the park in the 1920s. So, yeah, there was a tomato farm here. Well, it was in the 40s with greenhouses all over the site. So, and yeah, so our owner actually got the land in 79. So and by that time, all the greenhouses were basically just smashed all over the ground, basically. So, unfortunately, so yeah, we do sometimes still to this day find bits of glass in the ground. So that's moved nowadays. So that where this picture is actually basically where our tiger enclosure is. So okay. It was called at Shepherd Wildlife Park. So this is basically what when they bought the site, what it was like. This is what was on the site when they bought all the land. So originally put horses on it, and built house and what is Lima Lake. So literally, so that's Lima Lake. with probably one of my directors going for a swim naked. And so kind of over here is sort of tiger enclosure. So we have sort of the history on the park sort of here. Then at one point it was a fish farm as well. And the park started off as rescuing animals primarily as a sanctuary. We are now full on by Iarza Zoo. That was back in '85. As our owner releasing a fox back to the wild. That's primarily how it started off, was basically taking in injured wildlife, rehabbing it, releasing it back to the wild if it could be released. Rather than exotics started coming in, sort of thing. And then when the first tigers came in, that's when it changed from Wisville Animal Sanctuary to Sheffield Wildlife Park. And it became Byaza Zoo initially. And then we're now Byaza and Iarza. Also now have, needs to be been with this fetish of it, but this is what is meant to be a basic accessible play area, so wheelchair friendly play area. To be honest, Anton, I'm not entirely sure. I'm not entirely sure what fish they used to breed here. My owner would probably remember, but he's not here. I mean, he's gone on holiday. And have model dinosaurs. Everyone has model dinosaurs nowadays. And a big giant model gorilla. Yep, I actually went to it was a quick visit to Chester actually last Sunday. I've been to Chester a few times, been to conferences at Chester, and then been to Whipsnade 3 or 4 times in the past few years. Again, for just Johnny's, it's only an hour for me to get to Whipsnade. Been there on conferences as well. So I had the Terrestrial Vertebrate Working Group conference there in 2019. So I've got some of the prairie dogs are still out and about. They're going to run wherever they want to go, pretty much. They're all calling now. Yorkshire's fantastic. Lee, that's one of my favourites. I've only been there once. I need to go again. But Yorkshire is amazing. I need to see all the new stuff since since I went. Here we have wallabies. When I went, they hadn't even. I don't think they'd even started building the new sort of area. So, and it wasn't too long after they got the brown bears, and I got to go and meet a couple of the brown bears when they had them. And so when I got to meet a couple of the polar bears as well. So if you can see that little wallaby over there, that is a Palmer wallaby, which is a small species of wallaby. We have 2 species in Palmer and Bennett's. When we're open, it is a walk-through enclosure, so there's a path through the middle of it that people can walk down. There's one of the Bennets. They're quite a bit bigger than the Palmers. So the Palmers are on the left, Bennett to the right. So yeah, I've been to Edinburgh Zoo, Anton, and Highland Wildlife Park as well. Both good. I've enjoyed both. And a couple of our old long-term placement students that done a year here, of us training them and stuff before going back to uni. I've actually got full-time jobs now up at Edinburgh, so which is great. We have quite a good track record here of training up people, training up students to then go into employment within the zoo industry if that's what they choose to. So we'll have another quick just get around this bit before the light gets sort of too dark. We got Annie of Annie's Arachnids is she's also going live from 8, so I will be stopping before 8 anyway. Oh, the owls have come out a little bit more. Hey, Aaron, no worries. Those are absolutely beautiful birds. So as you missed the first bit, this is an agouti. This is Azara's agouti. No worries, Steve. Here's for that. Hey, Lewis. See if we've got any more action from the pandas. And was anyone that is new here, if you haven't yet, please do consider subscribing. So hitting the bell. Go in the description. I do have links for everything else like Instagram, TikTok. I have a merch store. I do recently now have I've launched a Patreon account as well for anyone who wishes to support me that way. But of course, no obligation. Just watching, liking, commenting, sharing is more than enough. You enjoying that, Bamboo? Yeah, you are. Oh, so an interesting thing about pandas is that a lot of people don't necessarily realise that these guys are the only pandas. The giant pandas are an imposter. So, and the red panda is the original panda. The giant panda was discovered roughly 50 years after the red panda, and were named after these guys. And the word panda is said to derive from the Nepalese word for bamboo eater. So these guys are the true panda. They're not bears; they are in their own group, the Aluridae, whereas giant pandas are bears. It was also, although primarily their diet consists mainly of bamboo, they are technically a small carnivore. They are a carnivore, a part of carnivora. They have carnassial teeth, which makes an animal a carnivore. And so under sort of scientifically, just because an animal eats meat doesn't actually make it a carnivore. It makes it carnivorous. But to be a carnivore, you need to have carnassial teeth. So these guys do eat a little bit of do eat some meat occasionally. There's a lot of anecdotal reports and not enough done scientifically that kind of suggests that potentially they predate more, or females predate more when they're pregnant. But again, not enough research has really been done that I've seen to completely say that that is the case. So they will eat other things other than bamboo. They'll eat various vegetables and fruits and even flowers and stuff as well. So although these guys are endangered, so they face a little bit better than the giant panda. Although the giant panda nowadays is no longer considered endangered. So these guys they do breed much easier than giant pandas. They're also less fussy about what they eat. They're not quite as specialised, and so which is something. Uh, uh, so they so yeah, no, so they eat an omnivorous diet, um, but under science they are classed as a carnivore because of their teeth. So they come under carnivora. So they're an omnivorous carnivore. Whereas birds of prey, great example actually. You may say, well, bird of prey is a carnivore. Technically, they're not. They're carnivorous, but they're not carnivores because they don't have carnassial teeth. And that's what you need to be a technically classed as a carnivore. So something that gets a bit confusing for a lot of people. I mean, common language, we don't say that, but it's just one of the things. No, transfers aren't blind, so don't necessarily have like great eyesight. I mean, but they can certainly distinguish kind of dark and light and stuff. Hey, the quieters are still out and about having an evening meal. That'd be cool, Lewis. Yeah, if you all come up in one big group. This outdoor enclosure here is our wild guinea pigs, Brazilian wild guinea pigs. Different species to our the captive ones are a lot smaller. So the captive ones don't drive from Brazilian. Just going to go past one of the capybaras. All right, Dinks. So this is their fun. Oh, we've got a capybara swimming. It's swim time. It was swim time, so that was Dad, Pass or Pascal. And we got Peter and Theo. They have no basically those ours have no interest in trying to get out. We make sure everything's kept basically out of their jumping range. Good boy, Paz. I'll do. Come and give the Arvox a belly rub. So the Arvox are fantastic. For some reason, not a popular experience. Hardly ever gets picked up. So it's not quite often available. So then we've got our Mara. So we have two Mara that live with the Caffeys. And they're just they're cavey rodents, so just giant guinea pigs. And so this is one half their enclosure along there. And then they can go under this bridge, and they've got all that end as well. Lee may be thinking of Richard Northern Exotics, possibly. I think it's all darkening in now, so we won't really see anything, but this is where all the bugs are. And like I say, buildings are all locked up, so I won't be going into any buildings. Right. You have one last look to see if an aardvark has emerged. I think porcupines must have gone inside already. Reptiles to do, we've got sulcata and leopard tortoises, we've got common snapping turtles, snake neck turtles, Chinese softshell turtle, sanding stag gecko, bar skink, plated lizard, carpet python, rhino iguana, Cuvius dwarf caiman, and amphibians, got golden mantellas, African bullfrog, white street frogs, reed frogs, which are behind the scenes at the moment, but, and then poison dart frogs, so Renita Maya, Amazonica, and Dendrobates, Cinctorus azuris, and a Xenophus laevis as well, African cord frog. Pink bellies, I'm not too. They're nice, pink bellies, but that was nice if we got big enough areas and good enough filtration for them. Or if Jim's still watching in chat, he'll tell you. They're messy animals. They don't look like any Arbucks are out at the moment. Have a quick look just to see if a tiger has emerged from bamboo or perhaps in a house. Cheers, Steve. I won't be going into any houses because they're all locked up and lights are going off. They just won't see anything. Hey, mate. Okay, you can see one of our tigers. I can't tell who it is. In there, but I don't think. Maybe I'm going to see one outside. I don't. You don't. Technically, I am home because I live under that roof. So I'm an on-site keeper. So, and because our owner is away at the moment, we have to have someone on site at all times. There can't be really any time of the day that there's not someone here, just in case any alarms go off or anything like that, or there's any kind of emergencies. Yeah, I have to be here all night tonight. I don't have to be up or anything. But I'm basically on site security tonight. So, but here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to turn the camera around again because it's almost 1:45, and the light is starting to fade now. So guys, yeah, I hope you all enjoyed that little tour. So, second one I've done on here live. Need to do perhaps another one on TikTok at some point. So I'll try and get some more in just whilst we still have some light post work. So, but here's a famous background in. Yep, literally everything I film, or most things I film, is on site here. My view from my living room is literally over Lima Lake. So I have a great view to eat my breakfast with. Sometimes just watching lemurs, which is absolutely fantastic. Stuff as well as watching my spiders and stuff. Okay, guys, yeah, I hope you enjoyed that. Do go check out Annie's live starting in about 15 minutes, 8 o'clock. Annie's Arachnids. Again, if you're new here, please do consider subscribing, hit that like, stuff, comments, share, and go into the description for all my links. Again, if you're interested in any merch, I do have a merch store. Do now have Patreon for anyone that is interested. So, but yeah, cheers for joining, guys, and I'll see you all later. Keep rocking.